I'm just not feeling it. What's it for? Well, it's so I see more than just me, but I see you. This got me tripping. Ow. I'm just trying to do this. Honestly. And I don't feel honest. So I keep wanting to break it, sabotage it, but I don't want to throw it away. So I got here myself a quick little pickle. So what I'm trying to do with this little video right here, I keep looking at myself, and I always like want this, because I want to be like my master of man. No, my hero. And so, but it's then you realize it's not important how you look. And it's not important how you dress. But we seem to put emphasis on it because it gives us a sense of identity. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to do this thing where I'm doing no drugs, and it's not that easy. It's simple. It's easy to do if you just don't do drugs, but if you do drugs, then it's not easy, because then you've already fucked up. So I've already fucked up, and which is typical. If you're a drug addict, you're bound to fuck up if you do drugs. I mean, well, let's just take a step back and not define things for a second. That way I can allow myself open, and I can give myself, not just about me, but there's others. I give the opportunity to help another person. But I can't do that if I'm so fixated on my own damn self that I don't see anybody else. But sometimes it takes a good look at ourselves to see others. But it's just I'm the kind of person, I want what I want, so I'm going to get what I want. And now, I'm going to do a confessional right now. I went to Stanislaus Recovery Center, also known as SRC. I had myself a nice 2 months thereabouts. I relapsed once when I was in there. It's not necessarily, needed. It's not needed at all. But I took 2 hits of Fetine-Toms. And that was, I felt like a hypocrite. I take methadone. I feel like a hypocrite. I'm at a sober living house, and I feel like a hypocrite. I feel like I can't win like that. Because with me, I want to do it honestly, and I want to do it all the way. Or it's nothing, I either do it or I don't. And then to me, in my head, I die. If I don't do it, I die. That's how I feel. I feel like it's that serious, it's that important, that I might as well be dead and gone right now. And it just happened. I just saw it again. Whenever I die, and I realize it, I can see there's like a little shift. Like I literally in that moment died. So from then on, my actions that follow it are only going to allow for death. Until I find not where I went wrong, but why I died. And even then, you can't even think of why you died, because you forget. You died, you forget. If you die, you're going to forget. But I am doing a lot of things that I wanted to do. I started doing jiu-jitsu, but I needed help. My family helped me pay for a jiu-jitsu class. And well, this is good because it gives me an opportunity to reflect, right? Instead of focusing on so much of what other people are doing. Because, yeah, there are things, where I get followed and stuff like that. But it's okay. People do that. I have a problem with it. But that's not my problem. They have a problem with it. My problem is drugs. They have a problem with following people. People who don't have a problem with drugs are fascinated by people who do drugs because they don't understand it. Just like people who aren't serial killers are fascinated with serial killers because they don't understand it. So they want to know more. Okay, that's fair. But don't necessarily go out and find a serial killer and ask them, hey, why do you kill people? Big mistake. They might kill you. But unless you are confident and safe in your movements and you know you're able to do that, you can go up to a serial killer like, I know that person's a serial killer, I don't even have to ask them. And I'm going to go ask them a question that's not about serial killing because that's a little obvious to them. They're going to catch on right away. But I know who they are before they know who I am. So I'm going to bring that out to light and see how they react. So I know what kind of person they are. Because you could be a serial killer, kill many people, but you could be a good person. Like, I could be a drug addict and I could still be a good person. That doesn't make me a bad person. It just means I'm addicted to drugs. And I still try to do good things through that. But the whole thing with drug addiction is you get distracted and then your priorities get all effed up and you put drugs first. Drugs don't come first. Family, for example, comes first. Compassion comes first. A lot of times when you put drugs first instead of something like compassion, then fear takes place of compassion and you want to run. It's like stealing, right? Ideally, nobody wants to have to steal. And then we have characters like Robin Hood or Aladdin who steal from the rich and like give to the poor because they need it. And by the way, who are the people following us and killing people? That's the rich people. They love to do that. But the people that make money off of it, and stuff like that. How would I know that? Interesting question. Behavior changes. That's the thing. When you follow someone, that's something, they can feel your eyes on them. But when you film them, they behave differently. I don't even know if they realize they know it. So what that was, I don't know if they realize they know it, is people want to see me do good, but they're like, well, I could just hit them with a car right now and take care of this problem. That's not going to fix your problem. That's not going to fix anything. In fact, that's going to create more of a problem. Because of all the things I could have done good. Now, not good, all the things I could do. See, that's not up to anybody else. But that's the thing. How do we understand accidents? Like, what if our favorite people die? Like, what do we do then? Like, Chris Farley died. And we often wonder, I wonder what kind of movies he would have made if he kept going. How did he die? He overdosed on drugs. It's so easy to do. It's way too easy to do. And then I think people get resentful if they save your life and you keep doing that. Because the whole thing about choices is someone ain't never gonna learn if you step in and remove the choice. And someone's not a child. If they're not a child, you don't remove the choice. If they're an adult, you give them the choice. Now, that's a different than up to you, they deserve it situation. I'm not going to say I don't like that, because I'm going to find myself in that situation, and I'm going to refer back to this moment in my categorical catalog in my library up in my mind, and I can't forget that. I can't focus on what I don't like. I got to focus on what I do like, so that whenever I run into something that I don't find to be appropriate for me and my life, or for my life, or for... See, it's already a distraction. Just focus on what you like, because I'm going to run into what I don't like later. It's inevitable. And when I do run into it, I'll be able to be better prepared than someone who just says, I don't like that. I don't like his shoes. I don't like that. It's a waste of time. And nobody likes that. This is also a test, because I sometimes talk to myself, but I haven't spoken to myself in quite some time, because I'm a drug addict. And why would I go talking to a drug addict? That piece of shit ain't never done nothing for me. He fucking keeps letting me down. Why would I go talk to him? Why would I have any sort of conversation with him? Well, because I know him best. I'm you, that's him, that's we, that's us, that's who. A lot of times, to keep my wild side alive, I separate myself from myself, and I refer... Sometimes I'll go like, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. I'm talking about myself. But somebody else might not necessarily know that. And they might wonder, what is he talking about? Well, now you know. But see, that's going to make someone feel guilty. It's because I'm being dishonest. Somebody's going to feel guilty because I'm being dishonest. Because if I want to be an honest person, but I'm living a lie, that doesn't quite compute either way. But if I'm an honest person living a lie, then I'm going to think somebody's doing something wrong. I'm going to think that somebody is doing something to bring me down. And then I might feel guilty myself, but it's because I am guilty. I don't feel guilty, I am guilty. So then I might make somebody else feel guilty, not knowing that I'm guilty. So I'm guilty. Just know that. I'm guilty, and I hate what I do, but I do it anyways, and I live on that hate. That's survival. I'm just surviving at this time of my life. I'm not very happy. There's things I want, like, for example, my mom would be very sad if I was out on the street. But sometimes I feel more happy on the street. But at the same time, I miss those comforts of a good home. And I got it fucked up, because right before I went into SRC, I got hooked on methadone. And methadone's a hard one to kick, especially if you're a drug addict and you like opiates. So it's a constant reminder of what I hate about what I'm addicted to. And at the same time, if I change my thinking back to the old thinking, that's kind of thing is saying that's what I love about this drug, is that it makes me feel good and it takes away my problems. But when I know that it doesn't take away all my problems, and I know that it's a drug that has caused me so much fucking pain and hurt and caused so much harm and damage in my life, it kills me. Even when it's a controlled freaking substance and somebody's giving it to you, and people don't like to hear that, but that's the absolute truth. That's the fact of the matter. Is just because it's a controlled substance, well, that's just like, okay, I don't like the gangsters over there because they're wearing red. Well, the gangsters just changed what color they're wearing, and now they're dealing their dope from somewhere that's safe. I'd rather almost go back to the gangsters on the street and get the drugs from them. But no, not really. That's just the truth. That's the reason they say, like in Alcoholics Anonymous, just don't put any drugs in your body, because it removes all that bullshit. Well, I already fucked up, but I'm still trying. And at least I'm trying. because I don't ever want to give up, and I want to live my dreams. And my dreams are slowly coming true, and I feel happy. And I had this moment this morning because I woke up, I slept in, because methadone makes me sleepy, and I hate that about it because I don't like to sleep. So I don't know if I should tell on myself right now or not, because I know I'm being watched through my phone. But I know it's already obvious anyways. It's more, I did some crystal meth today because I like crystal meth, especially whenever I do an opiate, I like to go up. Now, some people don't like to hear about that because it's like, oh, that's where I would say earmuffs. 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 I did crystal meth today. Earmuffs off. So, earmuffs. If I ever say earmuffs, that's probably, and I might forget to do earmuffs, but if I do earmuffs, then that means that there's something you might not want to know about coming, because I'm an addict, and what I run into is shit that people don't want to know about, and that shit where people don't want to know about is where the fucking motherfuckers I don't like hide. That's a waste of time. Focusing on what I don't, it's because that's just what I find out. In that space, that's what I find out is I don't like that. And that's what I found out, and that's why I hate this, and I'm tapering down real slow. Or I could just, what has been the solution the whole time since I've been doing drugs, just stop doing drugs and go through the withdrawals or whatever, the bullshit. But I know I'm going to keep doing it because I'm a drug addict and that's what I do. But at the same time, it could change at any minute, anytime. And that's what I'm waiting for, is like, and that's what it was like on the street. If someone gave me a place to stay, I would stop doing drugs. And then I went to SRC and I had a place to stay and I was still doing drugs. It's actually kind of sad. It's because I can feel people, their eyes on me. When there's an expectation, when someone's watching you, but there's an expectation of you to do something good, and you just do something socially acceptable, sometimes that's not enough for people who go the distance. For people who go all the way, and people who see it all. And it's not about knowing it all. That's kind of bullshit. Because like a second ago, I said I don't like this, and me knowing that doesn't mean anything, because I probably forget. But, and your heart doesn't know. Your heart that's your source of fucking that's your source of all your passion and your love and your hope and your dignity and your grace all comes from your heart, and where you go from there full-heartedly, mind, body, and spirit. So that's the reason I go where I go and I do what I do. And it's difficult to balance, but I'm and it could fall apart any day. And it's probably good that I'm recording this right now, because it could very well fall apart tomorrow. And the part of it that makes me, people resent this about me, but it makes me angry, is because in this moment, I don't feel anything. So I'm just assuming how I feel. I'm assuming what other people do. Because if I don't know how I feel, I'm not in tune with myself. So I'm not whole, mind, body, and spirit. So it's like being distracted and trying to do something, but you're being distracted by, I don't know, for me, like something like a vagina. I don't like when I say stuff like that now. But see, that's okay. Swimming through it. There's so much I want to do, but this helps me remember. Because it's moments like these, because I was going to write something on Facebook, but that's not going to give me anything in return. because I don't think I'm going to go back and read it later without being so honestly not liking what I read because I didn't do it well enough to see the point that I was trying to make. Oh, so this could be part of the Trask manual. The Trask manual is something I've heard through the voices that I hear because I walk around talking to myself, and then there's also a gang of people that follow me. There's people that are for me, the people that are against me. People that mess with me, people that don't mess with me. It's people. So, that's them right now. That's why I said I felt eyes on me before. So it's because, see, and that's what scares me, honestly. It kind of terrifies me because if I have a problem and I'm attempting to do something about it, but I'm on my own independently doing something about it, and then I'm going to go to a meeting right now so I could hope to do something about it on a group level so I can actually make a real change in the world around me and in myself. But I'm still struggling with the whole abstinence part. And that's okay. As long as I'm there. That's my thing lately, is as long as I put myself there where I want to be, as long as I put myself there, the rest will naturally unfold as long as I am doing all I can. And that's the part where it's important, the living a lie part. Because if you live a lie to get what you want, you're not going to be happy. And I want to be an all-around happy person with all that I want. But I don't necessarily need it, and I can let it go at any time because, it's not what life at the end of the day is all about. Having things and stuff like that. Like if I have a bed to sleep on, that's not as important as it is as my own survival. And then some people might say having a bed to sleep on might be less important than being happy. But so then that's where it comes. My mom told me today that she doesn't know if she can handle me being on the street. What she's saying is that she doesn't know if she can handle me going all or nothing back into drug addiction without making an effort to change, because the whole thing was that I go to SRC and then I get into sober living and I get a job and I change my life and I don't do drugs anymore. But that's unrealistic, especially if I'm on methadone. And I'll let that go for now. But I just know that relapse is inevitable. I'm already fucking up. It's already happening. And nobody's just going to jump out of nowhere. They're more likely going to follow me and stalk me and watch me die rather than do anything about it, because that's what people do. Because when a car is coming and it hits you, but it hits on its brakes and it still hits you, like, you don't have time to react when you're watching something that catches your attention. Like when somebody's dying. When people die, usually, and when they die in interesting ways and funny ways, it's usually not funny. To me, it's not funny because I haven't seen enough people die. But I'm aware of it, that it's a thing, that people find it funny, because I've read about it. And then I don't have to go see people die in person, That's the last thing I want. I would never, ever, I don't want to see people die up close, I like watching movies and stuff like that, and sometimes I like true stories, the vicarious thing that is true. That is one thing that's never let me down, is a tool. It's never let me down. That is a true tool, and I use it every single day. And it's a band, my favorite band, and it has never let me down since I was a kid. I listened to Tool. And what it is the guys in that band are good, awesome guys, and they play music. They do what I like. They play music. I like to play music. They play the music I like. So it's just like, if I knew them in person, we would probably be friends, hopefully. I still have a little bit of fear in my heart. So I think some of the things that I want the most aren't ever going to happen. But I know for a fact I want to meet Maynard for sure. I've already met him up here in my imagination. I already consider him like if he's not a friend, he is somebody that truly cares and looks out for me. Trey Parker I've met up here. It's because I sing their songs. And that's the proof. That's all I needed was the proof that I'm being followed and that people do watch me through my phone. So this is a way of me to take back my own life, is to make my own recording of myself rather than somebody recording me without my permission. And that's when they start to say, I'll allow you to record yourself. No, I already took my life back. That's when they start that's what I was talking about before. That's what I mentioned about deserving things. Is nobody deserves this or that. Go get what you want. Like, just go take it. That's yours. It's not about deserving it. Do you want it? If you're waiting for yourself to deserve it, then you're waiting for somebody to give it to you. And if you wait for somebody to give it to you, then that's the kind of people that say, I'll allow it. And those people are people. And I'm not a people person. Because I've come to find that most people miss the point. Most people don't miss the point. Most people get the point. They just, it's whatever to them. They could do with or without it, knowing that. And like I said before, that's why it's not necessarily about knowing something. It's about what you feel in your heart and what feels right. And then doing something, it's like almost like muscle memory. You don't know it with your mind, you know it with your mind, body, and spirit. But this is a way for me to take my life back and to influence myself. Because I found one of my videos that I made, and it was when I was like high. Well, I wouldn't call it high, but I was just recording myself walking on the street doing what I do. And I don't necessarily call that high because like I don't really get high. But see, that's what you're talking about. I'm totally high right now. See, that's the whole thing. Is like, what is the point? What point are you trying to make right now? So, because I go to a meeting and I'm a drug addict and I use, doesn't make me a hypocrite. It just means I've got a long way to go. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got a lot of changes to make. But I know that I am there to make a change, and I am there for redemption and to see myself through this. Because I want what I want. And I want to have kids, and I want to have a wife, and I want to learn jiu-jitsu, and I want to be a strong person that people can rely on, and I'm interested in mysteries and the truth, and I want to be known for that, but not famous for it, because if I'm famous, then I'm not in any way, shape, or form safe. And if I'm not safe, then that's no good for me, because I cannot live like that. When I'm not safe, then I'm reckless, and when I'm a reckless person, what it looks like to other people is like, oh, it's obvious. He's this or he's that. Like, it's obvious. Obviously, throw it away. And no, I'm a person. Don't throw it away. I'm not an it. I'm a person. But some people are like that. Like, people are throwaway. Like, it's just that culture we live in. But alright, I'm almost there.